views expressed on this program are those of the hosts, guests, and callers, and are not necessarily those of this station, its management, or other advertisers. You're listening to Transformation Talk Radio.
Hi, welcome. This is Dr. John DeMartini. This is one of the most amazing and inspiring shows that you can listen into. If you want to be on the edge of your seats, if you want to open up your heart, if you want to expand your mind, and you want to meet incredible people, stay tuned because you're just about to experience a transformative radio show that will change your life. And you're listening to the Dr. Pat Show that's coming up right next.
The following audio is via a Skype call.
Welcome to the Dr. Pat Show. Talk radio to thrive by. Powerful, inspiring, and coming to you live, bringing you stories of people like you and me busting through and living life full out. Get ready to dare to wonder what your life would be like if you knew you could not fail.
Wow. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so sorry that we're a few minutes late. We are bringing this to you on all of our networks, wherever you're listening from. Also, KKNW, Transformation Talk Radio, transformationradio.fm, but most importantly, facebook.com at Transformation Talk Radio. This is a live Facebook show because joining me today is somebody that I got to meet years and years ago. And I don't think she or I could have imagined that, fast forward to where we are today, a lot of interviews together, really connecting, that all of a sudden we would have this video thing that would be going on. And I'm talking about the amazing Lynn Andrews joining me here today. Now, we're not alone. We also have Robert Taylor popping in. Why is this? Today is a live Facebook show, but we got some readings and things we're going to be doing. Why? Because guess what? Lynn and Robert have been at it again. And whenever I know this about Lynn, whenever she is stepping forward with something new, the energy of it is the energy of the time we live in and what the solution is, what it is we all need to step out into the world in a different way. So we have a new card deck today. And why is this a new card deck? Here's what I want to say about Lynn. I could read her bio, but I don't want to do that. Many of you know who she is, and you're watching and you're seeing her on Facebook. Robert as well. You know, self-talk, you're going to hear his Southern accent in a hot second here today. An artist of the Native American descent joining me here today. And thank you for Ancestry.com. I also discovered a little bit something about me too. But beyond all of that, why are the three of us coming together? Okay, here it is. As Robert said, Lynn, my art reflects my own spiritual journey and it gives me the ability, and we'll fill in the blank. For Lynn and Lynn Andrews and my connection with her many years ago, she's one of the few people that when we started this little show, Crust Busting Your Way to an Awesome Life, this New York Times bestseller, this spiritual icon out in the world, Lynn Andrews didn't even blink and said, yeah, I would love to be on your show. And what's that show? That Crust what? Well, fast forward 14 years, and the three of us, not only are we still ticking, but we are out there kicking it up big time. Lynn, Robert, welcome to the show today. I'm so thrilled about these cards. Yay!
Oh, Pat, thank you so much. What a joy. And it's just so interesting to me that you're in Seattle, where I was born.
Yeah. I have to tell you, let's talk about that for a minute. And Robert, for you too. I grew up on the East Coast, right? I was born in New York, grew up in New Jersey. And apparently that was good for my Capricorn, my 4 planets in Capricorn and my moon. When I moved to Seattle, right, in 92, that was obviously good for my 4 planets in Sagittarius. It's a creative energy, isn't it? I mean, I had to come clear across the country to find out who I really was. How about you, Lynn?
Well, I was born in Seattle, lived on the lake, Lake Washington,
Oh,
in
wow.
Bellevue on Maidenbar Bay. And it gave me a chance to go out in a boat, a little rowboat, and just drift on the flow of the water. And it took me right into that place where the oracle deck, this oracle vision deck, actually reaches, which is to that place of wisdom and knowledge too, that you carry and oftentimes don't know how to access.
Yeah. Let's talk about this from what you both created. Robert, it's so great to have you on the show. Thank you for joining me here today. And, your art, your work, OMG, right? I mean, how amazing it is that we get paired up in this way. And well, okay, this is not a pair, like there are three of us, but, but there are actually two pairs. It's like me and Benny. Me and Benny and I have been together 14 years. That's like, he's been my producer 14 years, right? So, what is it about the connection of this and about this art and about bringing forth this message with these Sacred Vision Oracle cards? And you could not have picked a better day for this, coupled with the next hour, which is all about ask for what the bleep you want. Robert, welcome.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm just delighted to have the opportunity.
Can I ask you, we talked about this for a minute with Lynn about her journey, her beginnings. I want to talk with you a little bit about your journey, your beginning, because, it took two of you to create the energy and the power of, okay, these incredible cards, right? It really is like the message for the time. Did you see yourself being here, Robert, being like on this show and we're talking about Sacred Vision Oracle cards and the guidebook?
I fully agree. And my journey, I was born in Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma, and I still live in Oklahoma. My journey actually started when I went into the military. I was in the Navy. But that's where I started seeing the wide, bigger world. And during the course of the journey, Lynn and I, our travels crossed paths in Santa Fe about this project started approximately, I think, Lynn, about 3 years ago. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was something we met, excuse me, at an art gallery on Canyon Road in Santa Fe.
Wow.
And I walked into this gallery, and it was just, his paintings were all over, along with several other artists. But Robert just was a shining light. And I loved the way he painted. It was of course, very surreal. And it makes you think. And the Oracle deck is about thinking, about finding that wisdom, that kernel within yourself that is ready to flower, that is ready to become wisdom.
Yeah. I love this show. And for all y'all listening to the show today, see, I told you it would not take me long to get my Southern accent going on here. Because my family, my stepmom, half my family, they're all in the South now. And they're still in the South now. And boy, I knew it would take a hot minute of that. Isn't this interesting? But we are going to be pulling cards today, and we're going to be talking about these. And so if you're listening, please go to our Facebook page on Transformation Talk Radio, and we are going to be pulling cards, whether you're on Facebook Live or whether you're on KKNW, whether you want to call into the show. What do you think? We call in 1-800-930-2819. Even if you're on Facebook, you can actually call in, still be on Facebook. I don't even understand how all this works, right? Let's talk about, though, how it does work, Lynn, because these are called sacred vision. These are called vision. How important is it to have a vision? And this is kind of a play on words, too, with this, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And, my first book, Medicine Woman, all the 20 books I've written over the years are all about following your dream. And I was taught how to do that. And then I wanted to bring that to people so that I wrote story form so people could follow along with me and create their own dreams and see them coming to fruition. I think what's happened today in this crazy, chaotic world that we're in, and it's so full of possibilities, we don't oftentimes know how to access that spiritual truth. And so the Oracle deck for me was a quickener, something that you could pick up a card for the day and you could look at it and you could read it. The painting is beautiful. And you go out with your point of view, perhaps different than it would have been had you not picked up a card. Do you see?
Yeah.
I mean, this card that I just picked is passion. It has a beautiful, beautiful macaw on the front of it, and many, much, much more within it. And it says, when you are down, look up. And perhaps you are feeling depressed that day, and you do want to feel better. So you take time to appreciate and enjoy the sweetness of life. And I'm sure you don't want me to go on reading this whole thing.
I do want you to go on, actually, to read a little bit more of it, because this is the way we kind of kick off the show, you know, because something shows up and it's something for us to really look at and pay attention to. And the message is global. And I think it's important. If you don't mind just sharing a little bit more, that would be great.
Oh, of course. Take time to appreciate and enjoy the sweetness of life. Light the fires of passion in your belly and in your heart. When you are down, you may have to look up for inspiration. You may have to look at your life in a new way and make some sacrifices to gain the treasures that are waiting for you. Are you holding yourself back? Sing and chant and listen to the music of nature. Heal your negative feelings. Remember that in the darkest night, you can see more stars. And I can go on from there, but I mean, the message of this is really finding your passion.
Yeah.
Finding that place within yourself that you really want to find that gratefulness for the fact that you are alive, that you are in a magnificent country that allows you to think and do so many things you couldn't do anywhere else in the world.
Well, we're going to take a short break because the phone lines are like jumping off the hook, lighting up here. We're going to chime in here. We're going to take a short break to give Benny a few minutes to breathe, to give Justin a few minutes to breathe, and give all of you that are watching on Facebook Live, when we pull a card for you, you're going to be able to see it, right? And we're going to have an interesting dialogue. Lynn's going to share her perspective. Robert's going to share his. And I may add my 2 cents. Let's take a short break, everyone. We'll be right back. We are talking about sacred vision today. When we come back, we'll be talking with Lynn and with Robert about this idea of 25 years after that power deck. What is it about this deck that is so sacred and so mainstream for our everyday life? Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Hey, everybody, we're taking your phone calls, 1-800-930-2819. The other thing, though, is if you go to Transformation Facebook, Transformation Talk Radio, this is live on Facebook somehow, thanks to Justin, Christina, Jessica, the whole gang. And you can type in there. And if you would love to be able to have us pull a card for you, let us know. What's the question? What's on your mind? Lynn Andrews joining me here today, Robert Taylor. We're going to go to the phone lines in a minute, so I just want everybody to know that's calling in. Just be patient with us just 1 minute here, and we'll get right to you. Let's answer the question, Lynn, that I raised before. Why these cards and why now? What is it about the energy that was brought these forward? You
can't help as a seer and a healer, shaman healer as I am. You see the world, and I want to see all of the world all of the time, the bad things, the good things. I feel that if there's a war in the world, there is probably a war inside of you as well, because we create our own reality and we're responsible for that. So I thought, people really need to think twice about what they're saying, the way they choose their words. What are you really doing in this world? What's your legacy? And if you want change, then change the world inside of you. So I thought about another deck of cards that would be a quickener, something that would kind of pull you up short, paintings that were very strong on each card, which certainly Robert's card, the paintings, are very, very strong. And it worried me just a little bit because people are so used to angels and beautiful scenery and things that are placid. And I thought, what? That's not what we really need right now. I mean, that's all part of what we need. But there isn't anybody doing something that wakes you up. And that's what I was trying to do with these cards. And they're deep. There's a lot to think about. It's not just have a beautiful day and things are wonderful. They're deeper than that.
Yeah, I love that, because what they've done, though, is they've really touched the energy and the vibration of what's in people's hearts. Robert, from your perspective, too, I mean, this is really heart to heart.
Oh, well, yes. I've always perceived that we're visual creatures, and it stirs the emotions. But no one knows really how to express those as they look at a piece of art. They don't realize. We were talking earlier about it takes two for everything, and for art, it definitely takes two, because it takes the creator and the observer, and the observer has to transform to become part of that piece of art, and that's what the art really is. And Lynn, I like to say that I was able to decorate a door, paint a door that people, I hope, will open up and walk into a room. And when they walk into that room, Lynn's there to help them turn on the lights.
Wow. We're going to go to the phones right now, and we're also going to go to Facebook. But before we do, I want everybody to know, Lynn, for people to find out more about you, they can go to Lynn, Lynn, Andrews.com. I feel like I've said that name 100 times since I've been doing radio. I'm so happy to do it again. And then, Robert, what is the best way for people to find out about your art? But they can just click on your picture on my website if that's the easiest way. What do you suggest?
That or Robert Taylor, Native Artist.
I love it. All right, here we go. Mr. Benny, let's go to the phones.
Sure.
Who do we have?
Let's take Carrie calling in from San Diego. Hello, Carrie.
Carrie.
Hi, how you doing?
How you doing?
Hi.
We're good.
Really good, thank you. Thank you for your show. It's always inspiring. I just wanted to see what message there was. No particular question, just a message.
Messages.
Yes.
I love messages, because Lynn is going to be pulling a card now. We're going to give you messages, and we don't have any idea in advance what they are.
Carrie, and I don't either.
Carrie, look at here.
Carrie, this message, I hope will, actually it relates to all of us. Can you see that card, Pat?
Yes, yeah. Yep,
Okay.
I got it on Facebook. Hold it up a little bit higher. There we go. Beautiful.
And the card is of an Indian warrior, and it's about shaman, the song from within. And the card is called Release. So, Carrie, I would imagine that you are looking for some kind of release within your own life. Is that true? I mean, do you have something that you're trying to let go of that no longer serves you?
Carrie, is that true?
Oh, you're welcome.
Carrie, is that true that do you have something in your life you're trying to release?
Hey, Carrie, are you listening to the radio or the phone? Okay, thank you. You need to turn off the radio in the background, please, or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay, let me read the rest.
It is true.
It is true, she says.
I think so.
Yeah.
I can feel it from you. And remember that inspiration blows through you like the winds of creation, not blustering but soft, like the flutter of butterfly wings on your cheek. As clouds part, the sun brings forth the wild sensuousness of the earth, awakened and bursting with bloom. So your whole issue here, anyway, is to open up to the simplicity, really, that requires a great deal of discipline and intelligence. You're very smart, and sensitivity. And the shaman must summon inner strength, not only of thought, but of the soul. So I think taking time to walk on the beach, taking time to experience your soul and what really feeds your soul, I think that would help you release whatever it is that's bothering you.
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you
Isn't that beautiful?
so much.
You know what,
really
Carrie,
is,
I got to just
so
say this. Yeah, I got to say this to you. You're just speaking right there. You feel lighter. You even feel lighter now than when you called in.
She does. It's true. And you have something that could be worked on if you ever wanted to. Just go up on my website and you'll see, because, we all have issues in this life. And we come here not to really be happy and joyous, which we are essentially anyway, but also to find the things that disturb you the most, because those things are usually your best teacher. And my whole life is about helping you to see that place within yourself that needs to be healed.
I love it. Carrie, thank you so much. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know that, right? Yeah. All right. Thanks, Carrie. Before we go to Facebook, and let's just take a short break. We come back. We're going to probably skip the last break. We're going to take Carol. Hang on. And then we've got some folks on Facebook. When we come back, we'll get right to the phones. We're going to be talking about the cards, how to use them, and how you might have a bigger question, and what the power of these cards might be to shed some light, but more importantly, to even get in the crevices of what may be holding you back. Let's take a short break, everybody. I've got Lynn joining me here today. I got Robert, I got Benny, and Carol. Hang in there. We'll be right back. 1-800-930-2819. Or go to Facebook, Transformation Talk Radio. You don't have to call in on Facebook. Just type something in there so we know that you actually want us to do something. We'll be right back. Wow. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so great to have you all tune us in, turn us on here. Dr. Pat Show, Transformation Talk Radio. You know, I'm thrilled to have Lynn Andrews in the house today, joining me, Robert Taylor. They have collaborated. Boy, that is the word of the decade, collaboration. And together, what we now have are, Sacred Vision, their oracle cards. We're going to go to the phones. We're also taking comments, questions on Facebook. And Chris, I will get right to your question. If you want to type a question in there, or if you just would like us to pull a card for you, just type in Facebook and let me know. You don't need to call in, but if you do call in, because you're not on Facebook, it's 1-800-930-2819. We're going to talk to Carol in a minute, but before we do, Lynn, how can people get their own deck of cards? And by the way, these make great gifts for the holidays. How can they do that? What's the best way for them to do that? Your website, or are they pretty much everywhere?
Well, they're pretty much everywhere in stores, etc. But Amazon, obviously, is a great way to get them. And also through my website, which is lynnandrews.com. And I hope that you will find them and enjoy them, because physically they're so wonderful. They did such a good job just in the production of these. You know, they feel good.
Yeah.
They're wonderful.
Yeah, they do feel good. And they're super interesting. Super interesting.
Yes.
Let's go to the phones, Mr. Benny, if we could. And again, 1-800-930-2819, or on Facebook, Transformation Talk Radio. Mr. B.
Carol from Manchester, Washington. Hello, Carol.
Hi, Carol.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
Good. Can you hear me okay?
Totally.
Okay, totally. Well, a little birdie told me to call in, and so here I am.
I love that, birdie. How can we help you today? Do you have a question? What would you love to explore?
Yes. Oh, by the way, I lived in New Mexico for a long time, so that brings back good memories. When you mentioned Santa Fe.
Awesome.
I have some financial challenges right now that I've never really had before, so I'm wondering how I can best work through all of this and keep my sanity.
Your sanity. Oh, that. Well, the vision deck is about sanity or insanity. Maybe if you lose your mind, you'll be happier. I don't know.
Probably.
Yeah. This is the card that I drew for you. And it is the card of love. And all you need is love is the name of the painting. Can you see this, Pat?
Yeah.
Hold it up like this.
Yeah, hold it up. People can see it. Big, great on Facebook. Yeah.
Okay. So what I would say to you from the card is that rewrite the story. Rewrite the scary stories that you tell yourself. Create a new vision of your inner beauty and love what you are. In other words, if you're worried about money, and the more you think I am worried about money, the more, the worse it's going to be. So instead, if you could love yourself for being able to feel, this earth walk is about feeling. And when I say that this card is all you need is love, make your sacred shield from the stars and the phases of the moon and define your intent. And I'll ask you that in a second. Be yourself, a beautiful new dream created by your night flights, and call in your beloved, you and your soulmate. Your ceremonial feathers are your wings, and your elk horns are your antenna. To the ancestors who love you, your life is a sacred bundle made up of love and your dreams. And that's not the whole card, but I'll end it there. My hair is in my face. Great. And what I'm thinking is that, when we're in a place of pain, a place of terror even, the only way to shift that is to shift the way that you think about yourself. And when you love, your energy form shifts. You suddenly, instead of this terror-filled feeling, you begin to love what you are and the fact that you can even feel that. A lot of people cannot feel love, cannot feel scared or anything else. Mm-hmm. So you're very sacred in that way. And if you could move into gratefulness for what you do have, you will shift that frequency so that money can come in, if that's what you want. Abundance is simply a thought form. And all substance in this world is made out of exactly the same thing. So if you have a piece of lead, it's the same as a piece of gold. The only difference is the arrangement and the number, the volume. It's not different pieces, not different things. It's the same molecular, it's just the structure is different. Mm-hmm. So, if you're thinking of, gee, I don't have enough money, that is one thought form. Uh-huh. And then you move to gratefulness, which is what this card is teaching you, reaching out open-handed. All of a sudden, that money concept shifts into abundance. It's only an energy form that is keeping you at a lower income.
I love this. Go ahead, Carol.
Yeah, I understand, and I've been finding a lot of feathers lately.
Do you know what bird they come from?
One of them is apparently a tail feather of a pheasant or some kind of wild bird, and the others are blue jays, and the others are most likely some water birds around here, seagulls or something like that.
Well, the water birds are magnificent. If you follow a water bird, you go into the place of enlightenment deep below the levels of the sea or the lakes. You become what you think and dream. If you love all that is, you become the great mystery in all things. If you tell yourself a scary story, the world becomes a chimera, clouded from view. So try and shift your thinking into something positive. When you get the cards, take a look at the teachings in them, and I think it will help you immensely. I really do. And it's really funny that you mentioned this, Pat. Carol, we're going to this trip that I do every year in Hawaii. We're talking about abundance of spirit, which is also abundance in the world. You can't separate them.
Yeah.
So
powerful message right now. Powerful message, Lynn, because, we have a scarcity theme that seems to be permeating our consciousness at the minute. How do I know that? Because it's showing up as fear, right? So, Carol, are you good to go for the moment?
Yes, thank you so much. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Awesome. Now, we're going to pull a card. Chris, we're going to pull a card for you on Facebook in 1 minute. Lynn, I would like to skip the break. Okay. I was talking to you during the break about how to do some of the spreads. Now, I went ahead and took the cards and did the Sacred Vision layout with 12 cards. And you said to me, did you look at them? And I said, no, I didn't want to look at them until we talked, right? And Robert, you said, good idea, but I have them now. Would you explain what these spreads are? And then we'll pull a card for Chris, because you asked me, what's the third card? I haven't looked at it yet, but I will share it. Okay. The third card is a challenge is coming. Uh-oh. How can I transform it into something wonderful? And it makes it wonderful to begin with. Should I pick it up now and look at it? Yes. All right, hold on. Okay, 1, 2, 3. It is called, I don't know if we can see this. Justin, do I have it? Am I holding it up there okay? I can't see anything. Yeah, it's called Time. Oh, that. It's number 14. Yes. Time. Read what it says. I will. Yep. It says, life can be a medley of delight when the painting of your path begins to fray within your own lodge of thought. Shift your mind's eye to that of a placid sea. See the brilliant path of silver moonlight that comes across the water to bring you safely home. Let the clarity of light fill you with the radiant colors as you surround yourself with the protection of ancestors. This is the time of your becoming. What wonders do you dream of for yourself? This is so important for me, this card. Yes. And what do you dream of? Here's what I dream of. I dream of 3 things. I dream of being able to create the network we've created. We are literally, Lynn, 3 months away from taking a network of 1 channel, all the technology finished, 10 channels called transformationradio.fm with technology that has never been developed in broadcasting. We're 3 months away from, no, I'm not. 3 months away. So, Lynn, if you said to me, I've got 40 of my friends that want their own channel, how long would it take you to do that? I would say, Lynn, do you have a domain name? And we'd get you a domain name for $9. And within 24 hours, you would have a fully functioning network of whatever you called it, reaching 100 media outlets with all the technology, everything available, dashboard, 24 hours. Wow. That's because this team is an amazing team. So I dream of creating a better world through positive messages. That's number 1. Number 2, I envision providing the world with a new way to get educated about Lyme disease. And so we have a game we're creating for that. And we just finished the cartoons. And then the third thing for me is I envision this world that I have now of loving people in my life, loving friends. And I envision being able to have an abundance of resources to give to them, and then to give back to our host, and then to give back to our listeners, and then to pay it forward as we create a positive media mojo for the world. Those are the 3 things that I hold in the consciousness when I pull these cards. And then the 4th card is, what must I release to make room for something new? And all of this sounds like a tremendous amount. Want to hear what it is? But we've been working on it for 3 years. Perfect. Yeah. So this is the card I picked. It is called Giveaway. Giveaway. What can you give away, Pat, so that you really have the room to do this? You have to, don't forget who this magnificent person is that you are. And you need rest. You need time to reflect. Oh, Jessica and I were talking about it. We have job descriptions out for people to help. First of all, with me, we had 2 people hired and both of them left, one for personal reasons. So that is, for me, I want to give away some of the day-to-day detail work that I'm doing right now so I can be better and more present for this vision. Totally, that's what I would like to give away.
You know what? I'm not hearing anything about you. Yeah. What are you going to, I mean, yes, you're doing a magnificent thing for the world. And what about you, your own soul? It's wonderful to give as you do, but what are you taking? I hope you think about that.
It's a really difficult question for me. I think that what I'm taking, if I were to, take something, it would be the manifestation and activation of all of this with ease and grace. And to do it in a way that we are so financially abundant that we can do more in the way we want. And, it's interesting because not only am I part of this project, but it's funny you're bringing this up. I have a side project because everyone in my family pretty much has died from alcohol and addiction. My mom committed suicide when I was 6. So I'm part of another project that we have put together a plan to raise $300 million. We raised $100 million, and our lender, our short-term 45-day lender, for the $12 million we need to activate it, had a massive car accident, and now is in the middle of the earthquake. So for me, I'm looking at this and I'm saying, I would love to have $12 million right now to get that thing off the ground so we can activate something that has never been done in the world of recovery and addiction. And so, for me, I look at these pieces that just seem to be temporarily put off. You could not predict that your financial person with $12 million is getting ready to sign on the line to activate a $100 million loan, and they have a massive car accident. So I don't go to this place of, oh, why us? I'm just like, God, what else is possible?
That's right. You need to go on. Right. But what I really am looking at is take care of your own beautiful self.
Yeah. Now let's pull a card for Chris. Chris is on Facebook, and Chris, hi, Chris. Thank you so much, Chris. You're amazing. Would love a card. Thank you so much. She didn't get the card yet, and she's thanking us. I love that. Yeah, doesn't have a question, but would love to have a message.
This card is intent, and it's the Game of Thrones. I want you to see this card. It's the white buffalo, the king, looking down at the prairie dog. Do you see him?
Yeah, boy.
See, they're both Dominion leaders, right? And one is looking at the other going, what is the message here? Hear the herds of buffalo thundering in the distance as they run, carving the path for the buffalo to come. Like them, you are an echo of the ones who walked before you, and you will one day be gone from this place. What will be your legacy? Whom am I speaking to, Pat?
Chris. I think it's Chris. Yes. Chris, I hope you're hearing this or watching it on Facebook. Look at that card, Chris, on Facebook right there. Holy cow.
In the mystery, you begin to feel the glory of existence for the great white buffalo and the prairie dog alike. Both are powerful in their own ways. You begin to sing your song line, which I might add is your soul's thread of destiny. Both are powerful in their own ways. You begin to sing your song line, a harmony of feeling and experiences that create your unique story. If you have outgrown your stories, change them and make them better.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love this. And the other thing I want to say is, for those of you all watching, these cards are powerful. They're powerful, the messages. I did the spread. Before we kind of like skip out here and finish this, please tell us again, how can people buy the cards at this point in time, and how can they find out more about you both of you, each of you?
Well, the pub date is today, interesting enough.
Yeah.
And it is a celebration day, and you can get them on Amazon. You can also get them on my website, lynnandrews.com, and you can learn about all the things that we do. I try to do every year many, many things so I can be with you, to work with you in one way or another. And definitely the cards are everywhere. I would go up on Amazon or my website, or up on Facebook. And Facebook would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. I'm kind of not a computer person. I have written, Pat, 20 books in longhand.
Yeah.
And so I don't even type. So I get down on the computer and I try. I do the best I can. Mm-hmm. And I need to join the real world,
Well,
yeah.
It was quite a project, because Lynn and I are both in that same boat, and we had people pulling their hair out, and Lynn and I just said, we can traverse this. Let us do it in our way.
Yeah, maybe what I like to recommend to you is, like, Facebook Live is happening because Justin's running the show. Benny's sending him the feed. Christina, every time you pull a card, is bringing that card in a live image on Facebook, right? Jessica helped prepare the technology to even be able to do this. And, Linda's involved in scheduling this. So the bottom line, what I'm trying to say is, if I had to do this myself, forget it. You wouldn't be able to write the cards. But, part of this is, if you're doing what I did, and I did this beautiful layout, right? Uh-huh. There are so many powerful messages. I know we've got about a minute left. I kind of took a sneak peek, though, and I looked at the 5th card. What wisdom is my soul yearning for me to hear? I don't know why I was drawn to that card, but what I pulled is number 4, prayer. And I thought, wow, these cards are really different, Lynn. They're really different. The messages in them are so powerful, and yet there's so much about action, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And, again, that's going back to what you are receiving from all these fabulous things that you do. Be sure that there is food for your soul, just on a private, very private level. I think that's what that card is saying. It's prayer, your relationship with the divine, whatever that is to you.
Yep. I love it. I want to ask you one last question. What's your personal message? What would you each like to leave us with? And thank you so much for everything that you both do in the world. What's your personal message, Lynn?
Well, I'd like to thank you for what you do. But remember, everyone, that the Great Spirit is in all things. And all things are within the Great Spirit. And we are all part of this great oneness of life. We are all made out of the same substance. We really, truly are all one. And if we realize that, how in the world can we be at war?
Yeah. Thank you, Lynn. Robert?
I totally agree. That's how Lynn and I connected on this, is that we see the world in the same way. The thrust of my whole art career has been to try to show that we're all one tribe, and that we all have the same aspirations, feelings, fears, and delights, and we should learn to delight in each other.
I love it. Thank you both for everything. We're going to take a short break, everyone. Coming up next, boy, I'm telling you, we are following in suit. Glenna Rice, do you think you could ask and have it all? What are your thoughts about that? Well, you're going to get some insight about that. Stay tuned, everyone. We'll be right back.
preceding audio was via a Skype call.